Yeah, let's talk to this guy. Or we'll just creep. Going in. I'm investigating the disappearance of Victor 11. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Afraid this might happen. Why do you say that? When I heard he was missing this morning, I got a bad feeling. Like I knew something was wrong. Hearing that the captain's ordered an investigation confirms that. He hasn't just missed a shift anymore. He's gone. That's still be decided. What do you know about his disappearance? What do you want to know? Tell me about Victor 11. How well did you know him? Hardly at all. I bumped into him every once in a while when busting tables on the sun deck, but that's pretty much it. Do you have any other problems that you know about? His life of sunshine and butterflies though went missing. If you know anything, you're more than welcome to contribute. I'm sorry, but the last guy I told went, since I'm a bit reluctant confiding in others. Let me guess, you want me to do something for you first? Nothing like that. If you don't gain somebody's trust by submitting yourself as their errand boy, then how? Prove to me that you don't think I'm crazy. Prove to me that there's a conspiracy going on board and I'll reconsider trusting you. Oh, really? Did Victor 11 want to leave the ship? Not before he knew what was going on board. What would that be? That's what we've been trying to figure out. Oh, really? Do you have any enemies on board? Given the circumstances, don't you think that's likely? He might come back. Your optimism is touching. Circumstances of his disappearance was the last time you saw him? He came to me during a break and asked if I would be in my cabin later that evening. He said he'd found something he wanted to show me. What do you want to show? I don't know. He never turned up. What did you do on the night of his disappearance? I went to bed listening to the radio. Did you see or hear anything out of the ordinary? As I was drifting off to sleep, I thought I heard raised voices outside the cabin. I peeked through the porthole to see what the fuss was about, and it was Victor 11 and the head servant, Victor 7. They were engaged in another one of their arguments. What about? I didn't listen, frankly. They didn't something, whatever. How'd you find out he was missing? Thought it was strange that he didn't show up last night. I thought I might have fallen asleep and missed him knocking, but when they paged him over the PA system this morning, I got this sinking feeling in my stomach, like I knew something was wrong. Did you report it? It was just a feeling, and his absence had already been noted. Alright. Other crew members. Bartender Victor 5. Everybody knows he's a rubbish bartender. I don't know how he does it, but somehow he's managed to avoid demotions for quite some time. Why do you think that is? He's crafty. Back when he worked below deck, I heard he was suspected of framing a young cadet in order to take credit for his work. Nothing could be proved, so the case was dropped. 2 months later, he was promoted to head of cabin services, but lately his luck seems to be running out. How come? He's failed to deliver a drink order to the captain on more than one occasion. It's hard to blame that on somebody else. He's run out of cadets to manipulate. Really. Head servant Victor 7. Believe between you and me, I consider him too stupid to be a threat. What was his relationship to Victor 11? He didn't get along, and we're constantly butting heads. Oh, really? For some reason, I trust the crazy guy. What'd they argue about? Mainly small day-to-day things. Somebody used the other's aftershave or stepped in the other's bunk with his shoes on, that type of stuff. Captain's aide Victor 3. That guy wants a command position so badly he's waiting right outside the door. What's his relationship to Victor 11? They didn't socialize. The captain's aide is only interested in making friends with people above his station. And the captain? Things are going on board. I'm sure she's the only reason I'm still on this ship. Once we got hand, okay, we had this conversation already. Something's up. That's all. See you later, then. Okay, so we have to do something to dick around with the kitchen staff. Let me go talk to the last guy. I imagine I could make some sort of awful soup, have the guy taste it, and then I don't know. I'm investigating the disappearance of Victor 11. Might I ask you a few questions? See, the captain's made you her little snitch, has she? What? No, I'm not a snitch. I'm just kidding, Spalt. Ask away. Tell me about Victor 11. How would you know him? Well enough. We weren't bosom buddies or anything, but we got along fine. We had an occasional tough disputes when a guest from the sun deck caused problems at the bar and vice versa. Nothing serious. Did he drink a lot? He came in for the occasional shot now and then if he had a straining shift. I never saw him flat out drunk, though. He drank on duty? That's commonplace for onboard cruise ships. What else is there to do? Go dancing? Stay here long enough and you'll start doing it as well. Will the passengers smell it on you? There's a breath mint for that. And most of them are way more sauce than we are anyway. Fair enough. Did he have any problems I should know about? You mean substance abuse? That's pretty rare amongst the service staff. They test us, you see. The guys down in engineering, though, they're always high on something, and who can blame them? Victor 11 want to leave the ship. He fought hard to be promoted to Sundeck service. Competition for top deck positions is fierce. There's no way he'd want to throw all that away. Alright, tell me about the circumstances of his disappearance. When was the last time you saw him? He came to the bar late last night. Stood just about where you're standing now. Had a few drinks to unwind after a shift. You talked to anybody at the bar? He said hi to some passengers, but aside from that, he was alone. Seemed like he was waiting for someone. Who? Don't know. Nobody showed up. Did he drink enough to become impaired anyway? Could he have fallen overboard? That sounds unlikely to me. He walked straight as arrow, and when he left, when was that? At about 11 or 12. Is there anything that seemed strange about him last night? Not that I recall. He just stood there, doodling away on a napkin. What did he draw? Something that might be related to what you're looking for. You can have it, but first there's something I need you to help me with. Go figure. What now? Ever since I came on board, the captain's been asking me to make her a Bloody Mary. Because of the rationing, some ingredients are nigh impossible to get hold of. What do you want me to do about it? Make me a Bloody Mary, and I'll give you the napkin. Sounds fair, I guess. Thanks. This really means a lot to me. Tell me about the crew, particularly Busboy. That guy's too high-strung for his own good. And the only reason allowed up here is due to some mental ailment. The guy's afraid of his own shadow. The doctor thought some fresh air would do him some good. When I was fresh on board, he used to confide all these wacko theories to me. As bartender, that comes with the job. But this guy was talking headache-inducing tinfoil hat stuff. After a while, I just stopped listening. He must have noticed because he stopped talking to me pretty much entirely. These days, he mostly keeps to himself. What kind of theories did he talk about? That there's something wrong with the ship. But she's looking pretty good to me, eh? What was his relationship to Victor 11? They didn't have much contact, but I saw them talking more and more lately. A friendly fashion? They weren't exactly cracking jokes, but they seemed to get along. I don't know if it was friendship, though. They seemed more like schoolboys sharing the secret of a hidden porn stash. What were they talking about? The weather. Never heard them talk about anything else. Really? Head servant. Aside from his hugely inflated ego, he's pretty unremarkable. What was his relationship to Victor 11? They shared cabins, so they must have known each other pretty well. I never saw them hang out or do anything together, though. Why do you think that is? Living that close to someone, you quickly have your fill. Captain's aide, Victor 3. Standing so close to the bridge has given him an inflated sense of importance. He's just a glorified messenger boy with no real authority. What was his relationship to Victor 11? Pretty non-existent. The captain's aide doesn't like to mix with the rest of us. I suspect he thinks it'll adversely affect his chances of getting promoted. And the captain? Living legend, and I'm really honored to be serving under her command. The service during the Great War is legendary. What was her relationship to Victor 11? He wasn't part of the command crew. I doubt she knew him all other than as a name or in the personnel files. Really? Can't seem to find some of the Bloody Mary ingredients. What are you having problems locating? Tomato juice. That's a tough one. Without it, the drink's not really bloody now, is it? Can't you make a regular tomato? And can you take a regular tomato and press it? I didn't think of that. Where might I find a tomato on board? You can ask the other sections of the ship about that. If you're lucky, the kitchen might have some they can spare. Obviously. Hot sauce. That's a tricky one. If you don't put hot sauce in a Bloody Mary, most customers will send it back complaining it's too mild. There's no substitute for that kind of heat. Alright. See you later. Alright. Now the soup trick seems to be how I get some of it. I'm guessing. Alright, there's nothing in the dumbwaiter. Let me check the sun deck. I took the parasol already, but there might be something else I can steal. This is the sun deck. It's where Victor 11 worked before he went missing. Examining. Nothing odd about the deck chair. Life preserver. Nothing odd. Nothing freaking odd. Oh, parasol. Shields you from the sun. And that was where I took the other parasol. Okay.